We are now live.
We're evening.
We're evening.
We're evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to
What
the
a
Blind Man.
great start. That was a mixture of we're live and good evening.
That's a bit like a Big Bang moment.
Yes.
So we are at home with the Fishers.
Da, da, da.
Oh, I've not changed the episode. That should read episode 11, starring Chris and Nicola Fisher and our special guest, Dave the Wood Barber.
Hi, Dave.
Hello. Hello, Chris. Hello, Nicola. Hello, everybody else.
How are
Hi,
you, mate?
Dave.
Yeah, not bad, buddy. Thank you.
Good health to you, man.
Water.
In it, mate. In it.
It's not water at all. It's a gin and tonic.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was sneaky. Right then. So let's say hello to everybody who's been here. We've been watching your comments coming through. So we've got Wood Turning Live with Steve Twidell. Now that's a new name.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Good evening, Wood Turning Live.
Sounds permanent.
We've got Wayne the Woodturner.
Hello, Wayne.
T+G Making.
Hi, guys.
Eddie Billiard.
Hi, Eddie.
Dave the Wood Barber.
Hi, Dave.
Leona Faye.
Hi, Leona.
Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft. Hippie Noodle.
Ooh.
Knotted Pumpkin.
Nice.
That's a new name, I think. And I think, is that everybody? I think the Blue Light Turner creating shavings since 2016.
Gotta get a shorter name.
Yeah, I do that deliberately. Right then, so welcome, Dave. So you're on our Make a Monday segment, and we're delighted to have you here. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you a bit about Dave.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
We're going to start doing this. We've done a bit of research on you, my friend.
God.
So Nicola's going to give the listeners
Yes.
a little bit of info about you. So
Dave the Wood Barber, he has a YouTube channel. So do go and follow him and subscribe. He's also on Instagram. I'm guessing you're probably also on Facebook as well. We probably follow you on Facebook.
Yeah, but that's just my name. It's not Dave the Wood Barber. That's just Dave North.
okay.
Right, okay. It says on your YouTube that you're fairly new to wood turning. You're saving for a new shed or workshop. So Dave has a GoFundMe campaign. So you could pitch in and help him buy his new shed. I've been looking at some of the things that you've been making, and I noticed a nice piece that you've done with some milliput inlays as well.
Okay.
And some segmented pieces. And you very kindly made for us a lovely pen and a goblet for Chris, which is over on our it's over on our shelves over there. And I thought you got a very cool logo as well. I like your logo.
A lot of people don't.
Do they not? Oh, I thought it was cool.
It's too complex for like people that actually want to do something with it. Like for example, I had a wonderful mirror made from Leona. Leona Faye Woodturning. She found it very complex and quite hard to do.
Right.
And the original one was done by my friend who does my tattoos, and he spent 5 minutes, but I had Matt Haas actually do the one where simplified and also complex. So now I've got two versions of it now, which is better.
Right. I thought it was quite cool. I quite liked it. Yeah, I thought it was. I liked it because it's got the barber's poles on, and yeah.
Well, you see, no one's described it to me.
Dave, describe it to the blind man.
Okay, if you
that's the wife. Describe it to the blind man. Go on, carry on.
It's like it's not exactly a circle. It's more of an oval shape, but from top to bottom in the lens size. And you have a log facing towards where you can see the grain, and you have two axes in between of the log, like crossing over the middle. So it's like diagonal rather than horizontal or vertical. It's diagonal, and either side of that you got a barber's pole. Excuse me. And then there's a bit of like foliage leaves coming the bottom and the top, and you have the Woodbarber top and bottom, the actual logo itself.
Right.
It's very nice.
Didn't sound complex at all.
I
It sounded,
like it. It's
sounded
nice.
pretty. Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah. So we've got a series of questions that we like to ask our podcast guests. So the first question is, why do you make?
Why do I make? The reason why I make is because it drags me out of the black hole. I do suffer with depression quite often, and it does drag me out of that hole where it gives me a sense of purpose. I don't exactly necessarily make for myself or anything. It's more, if I find somebody that wants something made, I'll do it for them. Or if they ask me, can you make this? I'll do it for them. Which brings me out the thing of where if I make it for myself, it'll just be a case of, well, oh, I can't be bothered, I'll do it again like some other day. But whereas if it's for somebody, I've got more of a get go and just go and do it. So yeah, it does bring me out of the black hole.
I think there's quite a few people say that sort of thing, don't they? That
well, again, it's a bit of a recurring theme.
Yeah.
You know, that people with some let's just say they've got some life issues, whether that's mentally or physically. It's a recurring theme that people with life issues are finding therapy and inspiration in their workshops, sheds, garages, whatever, you know. So Dave is another one that's suffers with depression and has some pretty dark times because of it, but you know, his making is helping him to tick along. You know, so it's again it's, you know, it's a wonderful thing getting into your workshop and getting in the zone. Do you know when you're sort of like cutting hair and things, is it a similar sort of place you go to, you know, like being a maker? And because I suppose, you know,
it's that
creativity and artistry, you know, because
I don't think barbering now, it bores me. I've been doing it for 24 years. So it's I wouldn't say bores me, but it's, although it's not the same thing over and over again, because each client's different, you know, the conversation's different, their mindset's completely different. But I'd say it's more or less a thing where I'm used to it, so it doesn't put me into another zone or take me out of one or anything. I'd rather not do it, really, to be honest, but which is quite hard to do it a lot of times now because I've got the symptoms of carpal tunnel in both of my hands, but I've not got carpal tunnel. The doctors don't know what it is, so they just think it's something to do with the like neuro that's affecting my nerves to not being able to feel in my thumb and three fingers. So, but yeah, it's not really a good thing of like doing barbering all the time. So I'd rather make a mess out of wood rather than make a mess with hair. So yeah.
Cool.
So what has the maker community given you? What has it been like being part of that bigger community?
It's given me a purpose. It's given me life. It's given me something to look forward to. I mean, there's so many people, without mentioning names, because it just go on and on and on forever. Who do inspire me, even from the smaller people to the larger people. They do inspire me a hell of a lot with everything that I do, and it just gives me a life and a sense of purpose, really, to do something.
So we saw you at Makers Central. What did you think about Makers Central? Did you go last year, or was this the first time you'd been?
Excuse me. No, I went last year. This year was, in my opinion, was far better because not only because it was bigger, but because I knew more people and more people knew me.
Yeah.
And last year, I mean, I am a shy person. I am really, really shy in that sense. And if I don't know a person, I couldn't approach them and speak to them. It'd be a case of where I'd rather just stand there and hope that they'd make eye contact or without going, "Oh, hiya." But no, it's a damn sight better than what it was last year. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah, because you're better known now in the community. Does it lift your spirits? I mean, it's a bit of a daft question, and to me, it's a no-brainer. But when people go, "Oh, hi, Dave," and how you doing, mate? And "Oh yeah, we've watched your channel," and it's that make a community again, helping and supporting each other. Now that you are getting well known and you've been there both years, does that give you a lift, knowing that lots of people now are beginning to watch you, and your I mean, let's call it, your fan base is steadily growing? Surely that must give you a lift too, to know that you've got friends all around the world now.
It does, in a sense, but I'd rather it be where I was in front of the person, rather than having a camera set up and me being on video, me turnings being on video, or me welding, or whatever it is, being on video. I'd rather be there so I can actually communicate and interact face to face rather than over a screen. And it's like, I went to see Blind Woodturner, which was great, but it's always a thing of where whenever I go somewhere, and now I just don't even want to come home. It's a case of where I just want to be there and just enjoy the time, and then because once I'm home, they're no longer there. So
So with that being said, could demonstrating be in your future, do you think? Would you like to do it?
I'd probably sell my pants, but I'm not going to say no. But at the moment, I wouldn't say I'm mindset into doing demos yet. So
no, that's cool, but it's just if you want that interaction, and let's get rid of that video camera. It's certainly something for you to carry on practicing your art form whenever you can, and perfecting your skills, getting your own unique and style. You come across to me, I know you said you're a bit shy and things like that, but you definitely come across to me as a very likable, bit of a cheeky mank, which is me. I think it's programmed into us from this part of the world, isn't it? And I know you've moved up north now, but I think you've got some great energy there, and you can hear it. So I think maybe not now, but in the future, I think you've got the patter, you've got the personality, so that's fine. If you're thinking, well, my skills just need to progress a bit, that's cool. But I think you'd make a very engaging, entertaining demonstrator in the future.
Well, let's hope people feel the same thing about you. I'll take some nappies with me anyway for the first few times, I think. And a few of the Sudocrem and lavender wipes.
Yeah. Well, I take my Sudocrem everywhere I go, and a packet of Imodium. No, we jest. No, I don't.
I Imodium every time.
That's not nerves or anxiety. I genuinely do not suffer with nerves or anxiety when I'm turning. It's we're going into something. But what's the terminology? My mum said when I was a kid, "Oh yeah, Chris, he doesn't half suffer with loose bowels," right? So I've always been prone to poo from being 4 or 5.
I hope you're all enjoying this.
So, well, no, we're with friends. Who cares? So yeah, I've always liked to poop a lot. So it's not, the Imodium is just to stop me saying, "Sorry, folks, I've got to go to the toilet." Not for nerves, but because my body likes to poop a lot. Yeah. So that thing where it's the one thing that the public don't know about you. There you go. I've just said I poop a lot.
Yeah, we get through loo roll like
no tomorrow, and it's nothing to do. I genuinely love demonstrating, and I have such a laugh. Public speaking, I suffer with no nerves at all. It's just I like to poop a lot. So we genuinely do take Imodium with me, just to stop me having to go away to the toilet. Anyway, Dave, how are you, mate?
really good now, isn't he?
Yeah, there you
I
go.
bet he's thinking, yeah.
Yeah, hilarious. Any comment?
Yeah.
Several.
JP Woodwork is Emojium slang for gin, Chris.
Yeah.
T plus G making, does that mean Chris is full of it?
Oh,
Pretty
yes,
much.
yes, and then some. Yeah.
Leona Faye, too much info there, Chris.
We're friends. We can talk about things. It's good to get it off your chest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway.
And other places.
I'm just going to have a swig of Imodium.
So tell us, Wagger says this is a poo conversation. I know it's terrible.
Yeah.
What sort of things do you love to make?
What do I love to make? Anything and everything.
Answer.
I always throw myself in the deep end. I never do anything like quite easy. I mean, I know JP's in the chat, but I never do anything with a scroll saw just to make a little thing, to put on a little thing. It's always got to be something big where I always have a feeling where I might not be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, which to me, it keeps me going and it keeps me intrigued on what it would look like if I do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just anything that's, in my opinion, complex and quite tough to see the end result. So yeah, just anything that's hard, whether it be metal, wood, or anything.
Yeah.
Even crocheting. I like crocheting as well.
I love that. I saw that on your Instagram. So what sort of things do you make?
Not a lot. I'm still making the blanket that I was making for my friend who lives in North Carolina. So that's going to be like huge. I mean, now it's like 4 foot by about 2 foot a minute. So that's going to increase for his newborn son. Well, newborn son is about 3 months old now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So hopefully we'll get it by Christmas when the weather goes a bit cold.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
It is.
So what other projects have you got on the go at the minute?
I've just finished one, which was the Green Lantern emblem, but it's more of like, it was my very first sphere. I used green resin and turned the base and the top and put like a little thing where I just put a handle on it, and I drilled in the bottom, put a white LED, and it now lights up where the actual green lights up like the Green Lantern does.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I just made that. Other than that, I've got a small urn that I need to make for one of the people who live in one of the villages near here, because her son passed away, and I made like a bowl for him. But it was more of like it was a charity piece from me, but to them it was a lot more because they paid, I think it was like £80 in raffle tickets to make sure they actually won this bowl.
Right.
So luckily his mum and dad won it. So it's a case of where when I spoke to them, they asked me to engrave it, but I didn't have time to engrave it, so I had to hand it back to them. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to hand it back to them, so they've got it still. And then when I get a chance to engrave it, and then I was having a conversation with her, and there was a bit of a conversation about his ashes, where his girlfriend was being a bit funny over it. She wanted all the ashes in a pot, and so I said, well, what I can do, I'll make you a small urn, and then you can put some ashes in there, so it's still with you. So that brought out the tears and everything. So yeah, so that's my next project that I'll be doing.
Right.
Cool. Well, Phil Irons, the master turner, he makes a lot of urns. So yeah, it's funny, but I'm not being sort of like crass when I say this, but there's a big market and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of life's constants, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I know Phil Irons makes a lot of urns.
Yeah.
I'll never make them to sell. I couldn't do that. I made me mum's and sisters. That was heartbreaking, and this will be hopefully the final one I do make. It's just, I mean, it's hard to know that someone's remains are going to be in that pot for the duration of the person's life who owns it. So it is quite hard to actually make them. I mean, it's not hard to make them, but it's hard to go through the process mentally to actually make them.
Yeah, but I suppose it gives the people who've got those urns a lot of comfort, just knowing that they wanted those ashes with them, and got it in something that looks really beautiful as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so. I would like to think so.
Yeah. So this question, tell us something that the maker community doesn't know about you.
This is a hard one. This is really a hard one. Because I mean, I've tried to be as open as what I can do with everybody, so they know me, they know the background and stuff like that. But this is going to be a doozy. I'd say I've been an auxiliary nurse. I was an auxiliary nurse for about 3 years.
Right.
That's probably something that not a lot of people know about me. So that was like years and years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it, really. Everything else you know. So I'm a nice guy. I'm a not so nice guy. So yeah, everyone's got their own opinion about me.
So yeah. So what hospital did you work at, Dave?
It was a high dependency unit for elderly people as well. It was a respite from North Manchester General.
Oh right.
Where you had North Manchester General, then you had the mental hall near them. I can't remember the name of the word. Well, the name of the actual building itself. Mm-hmm. But any person that needed respite, in other words, when North Manchester General ran out of beds and they needed somebody else in there, they'd send them to respite. Yeah. So it was where I was the occupational therapist.
All right. So
cool.
Yeah, so
didn't know that.
Well, there you go. He was a healthcare provider. Yeah. So that's
cool.
Well a worthy job.
Yeah, definitely.
A worthy job.
Yeah.
So
those are the questions. Has anybody on the chat got anything they'd like to ask Dave whilst he's on? If you want to put some questions in.
But we hope that Dave's going to hang around for the whole podcast.
Yes.
If you want to, Dave, you are most welcome. And when we're talking about what we've been up to, please feel free to join in whenever you want to, Dave, with anything. And if anyone's got any questions that they think of that we can ask Dave, we can stop what we're saying for a minute or two and ask Dave. So yeah, we'll try and keep Dave involved until we shut down.
I'm just having a look at some of the comments. Baz is on, Andy Pugh.
Hi Baz, hi Andy.
Let me have a look. Leona says she's shed building, so she's just dipping in and out.
Show off.
Yeah. Sheddist.
Woodturner Live with Steve Twidell says, Chris, do you still look at the loo paper after the first wipe?
No.
Well, Steve, I need to refer you to the loo paper video on YouTube.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen that,
if you've not seen that,
trail back, because it was a question: how does a blind man know his bottom is clean? So I did a video about it, and it's on my YouTube channel.
JP says, how close is Dave to getting his shed?
I'm going to slap him. We had this conversation the other night. I'm a quarter there.
Right.
Okay.
Quarter of the way. Well, I think what we'll do, we'll carry on and chat about what we've been up to.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to say thank you very much, Dave, for joining us. It's been a real pleasure having you, and we're really glad you could join us. Just tell people where they can find you.
They can find me by knocking on my front door if you know it, or there's YouTube, Dave the Wood Barber, Instagram, Dave the Wood Barber, Facebook, Dave North. I don't know anything like that really.
Okay.
Police most wanted, anything really.
Yeah, don't believe it.
So already subscribe to Dave. Please go and subscribe on his YouTube channel and his Instagram. And if you want to support his shed building, have a look at his GoFundMe campaign as well.
Yes, if you've had an affluent week, go and throw him a couple of bananas.
So thank you very much, Dave. I hope you'll stay with us as we natter on.
Yes, but please stay with us, and those answers you gave were fascinating, and like everybody, we know a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
Spooky.
No. Hopefully we'll see you soon in person as well.
Yep. definitely.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Hang around, mate.
Will do. Thank you.
Cheers.
Right then. So, let's have a look. Knotted Pumpkin says, I wish I had a shed. My lathe lives in my living room. Sheds aren't wheelchair accessible when you have a garden the size of a stamp.
Yeah.
So I think that's everything for now. Welcome everybody anyway. It's great to have you here. Oh yeah, Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft. Yes, used to be a shed builder. See, there's all these skills that need to be mixed around.
Yes.
So what have we done this week then? What have you done this week, Christopher?
This week? You mean last week?
Yeah. Henshaws.
Yes, that was last week.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, last week I was asked to be guest speaker or a guest speaker at Henshaw Society for the Blind. Now, Henshaw's Society for the Blind, a bit long-winded. It's one of the oldest charities in the country, and it's celebrating its 180th year. So they've been having lots of great events going, and originally they found out about me. I think they'd seen the BBC.
Yeah, they connected with you on Twitter.
Yeah, after watching me on BBC.
Yeah.
So they got in touch and said, their sort of like slogan is beyond expectations, and they said, I personify that, and they got in touch and asked me if I'd like to be a judge for this year's award ceremony. So I was on the judging panel. I spent the day with them, which was lots of fun, and they treated me to dinner and lots of cups of tea. Anyway, last Thursday was the award ceremony at the Midland Hotel in Manchester. So for those of you that don't know, that's where Mr. Rolls and Mr. Royce had their famous meeting and formed the Rolls-Royce Motor Company in there. It's a very old hotel, lovely place. Cup of tea was about a tenner before we went in, but then obviously, it was fizz and drinks were free during the gig, wasn't it? But had a great, got up and told them a little bit about myself and what an honor it was, and how inspiring all the stories were about both the nominees and the eventual winners. Some great people from all walks of life, both service users and volunteers and professionals rather, that provide support. Great event, lovely afternoon tea. We were sat in between the mayor of Rochdale and the mayor of Salford.
Yeah.
So we were going around feeling all the chains of office made out of solid gold, and they were amazing, weren't they? And there was the mayor of Manchester was there, the Lord Mayor of Manchester.
There was the Lord Mayor of Manchester, and then there were the mayors of all the different
regions and boroughs,
councils.
Yeah.
So I sat next to the mayor of Salford's consort.
Yes.
And you sat next to the mayor of Rochdale.
Yeah. So it was an awesome afternoon. We were there for a couple of hours, had a great afternoon, and yeah, it was a great honor to be asked to go up and speak. So yeah, and we met when I was on Radio 4 it's a couple of months ago now. There was the blind poet Dave. He was on the same program as me, In Touch, and he was there. He was actually the compere of the ceremony.
Yeah. So
we were having a chat, and we're going to meet up and have a coffee in the near future, and maybe do something together. A bit of poetry. And he's an award-winning poet, blind poet.
Well, he's got three books. He's doing a tour of America.
Yeah, book tour of America.
Tour.
Yeah.
But he did a really good job hosting that event.
Yeah, he was a natural, wasn't he?
Yeah, because he's got retinitis pigmentosa. So he's got no sight in his left eye, and he just has like a very tunnel vision in his 3%. Right eye, 3%. So he could see, he was reading from notes, so he could see his notes, but
with great difficulty.
It must have been quite a difficult job, but he did a really good job.
And he was there with his guide dog. cute Labrador, wasn't it? Get his name.
Christopher,
that's it. Yeah, how can I forget? But yeah, there was quite a lot of guide dogs there,
Yeah.
as you can imagine.
Yeah.
An award ceremony for the blind and visually impaired.
Well, there was Tilly, there was Trudy.
Yeah, Paddy,
Christopher.
but only
Bamber.
one German Shepherd.
Yeah.
And everyone's going, whoa, German Shepherd. You know, they're Bamber head and shoulders above the others. They felt so small compared to
It's quite funny though when you go somewhere and there are so many guide dogs. You know that technically there's going to be a lot because and you know, a lot of blind people have a guide dog.
It's comforting for me to know that, you know, they all have that cheeky element. A lot of them weren't sitting when they were told and pulling their owners across the room to go and see another dog, and you're thinking, oh, it's not just mine then. So
well, there was one bit towards the end where Dave said to Christopher, lie down. Well, he was doing his hand movement, whatever you do to get them to lie down, and you could just see Christopher going, nah,
not going to happen.
I'll sit down, but I'm not lying down. I'll do it in my own good time.
Yeah, they knew. Even the guide dogs knew it was a special afternoon, and the important thing is they don't do this kerfuffle when they're out and about working. They know they're so clever, and they knew that it was a great afternoon and it was a bit of playtime. They know they're so clever when they're out and about, and you've got, I think it's a lot to do with your tone as well when you're out, you know, and when you're working them, they know and they're on it, but they were all misbehaving. It was funny. To a lesser degree or
it was a good event though.
It was.
I'm going to sneeze, I think.
It was. Nicola keeps wanting to sneeze, so if she does...
Sorry, I'll try not to sneeze down the microphone.
If she does, apologise, but you suffer with allergies and things.
Yeah.
So,
but I enjoyed it because I was sat next to the Mayor of Salford's consort, and he was a funny guy. He was an ex-GP, retired, and he just had a very dry sense of humour.
He was very funny, a great guy to talk to. So
not very PC.
So
we had a good laugh.
We did have a good laugh.
Oh, and the food was good.
Oh yeah, your typical afternoon tea, a selection of sandwiches, finger sandwiches, and little cakes and scones with clotted cream and jam and lots of pots of tea and things like that. And we had a glass of champagne at the start of you had your
orange juice.
Yeah, your non-alcoholic orange juice. Yeah. But great afternoon. Yeah, well,
it was
worth the trip.
Really
So hopefully, you know, that's not the end of me and Henshaws.
Thank you for the tissue.
Who's that?
T plus G making. Yeah, I've got a stash. I have a stash.
Yeah.
That was good. And then Charlie came in tea for Father's Day, although he wasn't here on Sunday, but we did an early Father's Day.
Yeah, well, whilst Charlie's been at college, he's had a part-time job. He's a kitchen assistant at a Bupa care home, which he's, you know, he loves. So he, you know, does a lot of the food prep and he makes the sandwiches and
he's acquiring some very useful skills. Isn't he?
He's actually starting, getting involved in the kitchen. So it's helping his confidence a lot because we've said he's an introvert and, you know, he's quite shy, but his confidence is coming on. Yeah. And also, more importantly, it's paying for his flight, helping pay towards his private pilot's license. Yeah. So he's earning money. He's gaining confidence. He was working on Sunday, so that's why he came on Saturday. He bought me a lovely bottle of Moniac mead, and he was the last one in the kitchen and shut up, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't mean verbally shut up.
Yeah.
He closed shop.
Yeah.
So
shut up, shop.
They're actually leaving him to stay behind now and make sure the place is clean and tidy, and he locked up, so that's really cool. Very proud of him.
Right, before we go on to anything else, Christine and Michael Heseltine.
Hi guys.
I was told off for patting a service dog recently as she had a harness that said not to distract her.
Yesterday.
Yeah. It is a funny one. Technically, if say Chris has got Bamber and Bamber's fully harnessed up and Chris
Can I just reiterate, it's not a funny one. It's very serious.
Yeah, really. I know it's serious, but I'm just trying to sort of make it a bit more lighthearted.
It's not a funny one. let's rephrase that.
Okay, go on then.
It's something that people need educating on, but that can be done in a light-hearted way. But yeah, tell the story of yesterday then in there.
Yeah, we went to a garden centre called Bent's. Massive place. We're wandering through with Bamber and just having a look at stuff. And well, there were a couple of people who tried it, but this one guy sort of, I don't know, clicked his fingers or whistled to Bamber. And obviously Bamber at that point was working. So
he was guiding me through the aisles, and it's the garden centre of the year every year. It gets voted best garden centre. Place is huge. He spent millions on the place. So we're navigating through the indoor part. And obviously I'm focused on getting through, let's call the aisles and the corridors that are there. So focused on working, and this guy's going, all right, mate, come on. Oh, ain't he lovely? So
yeah,
what did I do?
You said
that was nice.
Yeah, you said oh, you're not allowed to do that.
I said, excuse me, mate. And he went, yeah. I said, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And he went, oh, I'm so sorry. He said, but he said he's so cute, and well, you just can't help it. So I said, well, if that harness is being held, I said, and he's working and I'm being guided, I said, you know, you've got serious safety implications by trying to get his attention. And I said, I've got no vision at all. So and he was apologetic. I said, anyway, now we've educated you. I said, do you want to say hello to him? He said, oh yeah, and he gave him a hug. And I gave the guy a biscuit, and he asked Bamber to sit and then gave him a biscuit. But
yeah, it is tricky because I can understand it, because when Dave came over with Christopher, I just wanted to stroke him because, you know, it was a different dog, and I wanted to say hello. But obviously, you know, I know the implication for Chris. So I said to Dave, is it all right if I say hello to Christopher? But it is a tricky one because people love, they love the dogs, and, you know, guide dogs aren't a pretty rarefied breed of dog, and
the doggy elites, and advanced
people
trained.
It's just a reaction.
It is a
reaction. I know it's wrong, and I know people need to think about it, but I can understand to a degree why people do it. Although, you know, if you were crossing the road, that would be
I've had people do it to me out on the pavement. You know, right next to the road. So I shall just give our lovely listeners just the very basics. If you see a guide dog and his harness is being held, and the guide dog and its owner are in motion, do not get the attention of the person or the dog.
Yeah.
If they've stood somewhere in a queue in the supermarket, you know, and they're stood, by all means say, is it all right? I never ever say no if I'm stood. And, you know, the guide dogs organization is trying to promote more interaction, but please don't do it. If the harness is being held and guide dog and owner are in motion, that's really, for, you know, it's a very big taboo, really, because I'm concentrating hard, Bamber's concentrating hard, and it's only, you know, the guide dog's training that stops the dog pulling the owner onto the floor, because Bamber's so strong. You know, I'm a big lad, but, you know, he wouldn't pull me over, but he's caught me unawares just on his lead in the garden when he's seen a cat. So that's it. Lesson over. So
yeah. But Brainfizz says, I understand people wanting to speak to Bamber, but it's still pretty rude to ignore you and talk to Bamber instead. Yeah, that happens all the time as well.
Yeah. They asked Nicola. Yeah. How old is he? How old's the blind man? Can he talk? Yeah.
It's, well, I mean, I think.
Hi, Richard, by the way. Sorry.
I think with people sort of, I mean, we have some people who will kind of, they'll come up when, say, we're in the supermarket, and they'll go, they might say, can I stroke your dog? And then it's all, oh, you're such a lovely boy, and stroke, stroke, stroke. And then they just walk off.
Yeah.
They don't even say anything to you.
No.
And I do think that's like, I find that quite difficult and a bit sad. Who are worse, kids or adults, when it comes to distractions? Adults. Kids will stand there and you might hear them saying
at a distance, look at that dog, look at that dog.
Yeah,
but it's the parents.
They don't come up and just approach.
No, it's adults.
Usually we say to the children, if we hear one of them and you can see they're itching to stroke Bamba, we'll say, do you want to say hello, won't we?
Yeah, because lots of kids say, what a big dog, look at that big doggy. So I'll stop walking then and say, do you want to come and say hello?
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
but adults are the worst. Going, hey boy, how you doing? Come on. And I'm going, Christ, what are you doing?
Dave the Wood Barber says, Chris, you should stroke their faces and say you're reading their spots as Braille.
Yeah.
Baz says, Henshaws do. Was Morris there? I don't know who Morris is.
He runs the sale.
Oh right,
where I'll be speaking in January.
Yes.
So no, I wasn't introduced to Morris.
Nobody came over.
No.
Christine and Michael say, I do understand and thank you for explaining. The dog I spoke to was lying on a blanket next to a sighted owner in a wheelchair in church.
Well, in that case, if they've told you off, I think shame on them.
Well, yeah, if it's just lying on a blanket.
It's just like, I've never done that and never would do that. I only get a bit when I'm actually working and we're both doing something that is that involves an element of safety for us both.
Yeah.
But if the dog is not working and laid down, I hope they didn't snap at you, and if they did, shame on them.
Knotted Pumpkin says she suffers from people doing the does she take sugar scenario. It drives me up the wall. Yeah. What I tend to do, if someone starts talking to me, I'll just go ask him.
Yeah.
That's what I tend to do.
Oh yeah. So
our bloody dog is running to the kitchen when Chris is whistling. That's really mean. Valerie has quite often paid for things whilst in her wheelchair, and they give me the change instead. That's how I afford to buy my tools. Lol.
Oh, wow, Valerie.
Hey, keep encouraging
that. That's classic.
Dave says our dog is a loony. So I think that's everything. So that was Henshaws and Bent's. We've done Father's Day, and Charlie's doing some work experience as well, isn't he?
Oh yeah, well, he's finished now. He spent the whole week doing work experience at Barton Airfield, which is where he's studying for his pilot's license. For those of you that don't know, Barton Airfield, just outside Eccles in Manchester, was the first commercial airport in the country. So another first for Eccles and its surrounding areas. Oh, yes. And for those of you that didn't know, Eccles and Barton, Eccles had the first ever canal in the country, Duke of Bridgewater. First ever swing bridge and swing aqueduct at Barton there, over the Manchester Ship Canal. Avro, the famous aircraft manufacturer, Avro, Lancaster, etc., lived in Eccles. Gardner diesel engines. Naismith, that invented the steam hammer, which is the forerunner to all power hammers.
Eccles Cakes.
Yeah, quite a famous place.
Eccles
so
Cakes.
Yeah, his work experience, he was in the control tower, he was on fog check, he was checking for fog, and then he was checking for foreign objects and debris on the runways, called FOD. Well, it's an acronym short. He went out with the fire and rescue team, went over to the heliport where Greater Manchester Police have their helicopter and the air ambulance. He went in the hangars, and while he's doing all of this, he's taking down registrations. So Yeah, he's a big playing geek, is Charlie.
Yeah.
So he loved it, and he got a certificate, yeah. But that's where he's learning to fly anyway. So I'm sure everyone will be giving when he's there now for a lesson. A lot of people will now be going, "All right, Charlie, how you doing, mate?" So yeah, he loved it. He had a great time.
David McClernand says, "Hi guys, are you doing any demos this week?" Smiley face, smiley face.
Yes, we're going to. Sorry, Croydon.
Croydon.
Yes, we're going down to Croydon. We'll be leaving here Friday morning, and be setting up camp in a Premier Inn, no doubt. Is it?
No, it's not this time.
Oh right. Ooh, Travel Lodge.
No,
just a B&B.
Not sure, but
anyway,
it's not a Premier Inn, it's not a Travel Lodge.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we're getting down there on Friday, and we shall set up camp, and then Saturday morning we can get to the demo, nice and early, set up, and yeah, have a great day. So yeah, looking forward to that. So yeah, we're off on our travels again this weekend. Love it though.
I don't know if David Julie's thank you, safe trip guys, have a lovely time, David says. I don't know if David Julie's on at the minute, but you had a package, didn't you, from Denmark?
Yes, 4 square blocks that need ripping down into pen blanks of palisander. So smells wonderful, Dr. D. Thank you so very much, and a big hug for Tova as well, David's partner. So yeah, I've got some nice palisander pen blanks. Just need ripping down into the long rectangular Dewberry's blocks. So yes, lovely, smells great, feels great, can't wait, and then make some lovely pens then.
Yeah,
it's all the way from Denmark.
I think we've got a trip to Axminster tomorrow.
Trip to Axminster tomorrow. Yes, I need a new bandsaw blade. I need some blanks.
Yeah,
need to get a couple of other bits for you know what, nudge nudge wink wink.
What?
Need a couple of other bits. Need another face shield, don't we, just in case?
Oh yeah.
You know. And,
yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So. Yes.
Tomorrow you've got a talking, turning, and tea live.
Yes, tomorrow night, talking, turning, and tea live. So because I've got some new things to show you in the workshop. Well, newish. Not massively exciting, but worthy additions.
Yeah, we might have some more by the time. Might be something comes tomorrow.
Yeah, and Axminster trip. Yeah. But yeah, people have been asking, "Where's my sticker? Where's my sticker?"
Oh yeah.
So we've got the big board that was behind the video last week, and I have got a thinner sort of like board that was probably out of shop with some more stickers on, and I've got stickers on some cabinets and things. So I'll be trying to track down the rest of the stickers, but it'll be talking, turning, and tea.
And stickers.
Live talking, turning, teen stickers.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, because I think I posted a picture on Chris's Instagram of the board where we've added some of the this year's Makers Central stickers, but there's another one, and there are other stickers in different places in the workshop as well. So hopefully everything that we've had is in the workshop. I know there was somebody said, "Oh, I can't see mine," and I didn't know whether we'd got it up, but we'll check.
So anyway, if after we've done the sticker tour tomorrow and you don't see yours, I've lost it. If you say that's not there and you've definitely had one, I apologise. I've probably lost it.
No, they'll all be there.
They'll all be there, Nicola says.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve says, "Oh, secrets." Well,
should we tell them? It's not a secret.
It's not a secret. We were just going to wait to make sure it had all gone. It had happened.
Should we tell them?
Go on then.
Right, a couple of people do know, but I'm shortly going to be assessed for my RPT. So they've been in touch. They've had the application. They've seen examples of my work. I've got my sponsors who are current RPTs, and they've been in touch saying and I'm not getting any shortcuts or any sympathy because I'm blind. I'm going through the same process that a sighted woodturner does to get the RPT accreditation. They've sent some documentation through telling us what to expect, and they've said that the assessment will be rigorous, but is not meant to be intimidating. But they said, is there anything that Chris wants us to know? Because we've never assessed a blind guy before. So straight from the horse's mouth, if I'm successful, I'll be the country's first and up to this date, only blind master, RPT accredited master turner. So wish me luck, folks. So yeah.
Steve says RPT is a pet hate, I'm afraid.
Who's that, Steve Twidell?
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but you've got to appreciate for a blind guy, it's a huge deal.
Yeah. Well, I think other people have said, it's not a big deal for some people, but obviously for you, it's.
Well, the person that said them exact words to me, I said, yeah, but for a blind guy, it's a huge deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said, I completely get that, and that's why he'd mentioned it.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry if RPT is a pet hate, but if you're coming from my standpoint, where I'm not supposed to be able to do what you guys can do, again, it's another way that I'm pushing the envelope. And yeah, for me, it's a massive deal. I cannot stress that enough. To get that accreditation, by going through the same assessment as a sighted woodturner, and to be the only one of my type in the country, it's a huge deal. So I get that people aren't that fussed about it, let's just put it that way, but I am.
T slaps G, guessing I should not have suggested that Chris makes a double-decker toilet roll holder. Lots of people saying best of luck. Leona Faye, Baz, T plus G. Steve says, yes, absolutely. You know me, mate. Behind you all the way. Wygger, awesome, bro. Hope you pass, praying for you. Sai, you don't need luck. You've got skill on your side. Naughty Pumpkin, good luck with the assessment. Brain Fizz, good for you. If someone else doesn't want it, that's up to them. Steve Twidell, except when you're on the toilet 10 times a day, not behind you then.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be.
No, no, steer clear. Baz said, when are you doing another Nick Agar bowl? That last one was very cool.
Which, the Basingstoke one?
Are
you still laughing at stuff? You have to tell me everything. You can't sit there giggling.
I know, it's just sometimes people write stuff. And
go on then.
Dave the Wood Barber, is that the RPT runny poo time, Steve?
It is. I'm going to be accredited in, yeah.
Oh dear. Right.
So yeah, sorry, Baz. Is that the Viking bowl I did in Basingstoke, or the one that I did at home a few weeks ago?
Well, it's the same kind of principle, isn't it?
Yeah, but he said the one.
Which one do you like, Baz? Whilst we're waiting for that, on the podcast next week, drum roll, is Mr. Jamie Page.
Oh, everybody, Jamie Page is coming. Oh.
Mr. Jamie Page.
Jamie Page. I mean, what has Jamie ever done for us? And you, Dave. What have you ever done for us? He's still there, Dave?
Yeah, he's on mute.
Yeah, I'm still here. I just have my mute.
Yeah, what have you ever done for us?
Nothing.
apart from a pen and a goblet and supporters. I mean, honestly, come on.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. So yeah,
he's rotten. He's rotten.
I'm
Aren't you?
messing. Yeah, it's banter. It's banter. You better get used to it for when you're demonstrating.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah. So yeah, Jamie Page. Everyone knows Jamie, don't they?
Yeah. JP Woodworking.
Yes.
Right then. So, anything else you'd
Well,
like?
you've not mentioned of anything that's
Anything what?
that you've done.
I've not done anything this week.
Spent a bit of time in the garden with the coriander and the tomatoes.
Oh yeah. My coriander and tomatoes are ready to go. So, I've donated some to the neighbours.
Did you take them round?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I've got some more to donate to other neighbours. So the greenhouse, I've kind of emptied it out a bit. I've put some of the stuff outside now. Bought a new fern.
Yeah, tell them about that beautiful shed greenhouse combo you saw at Ben's. Yeah. It's not like your dream garden building, really, now, isn't it? That?
Yeah. Well, we keep talking about summer houses, don't we? But I mean, that's on the back burner. But we're just mooching at Bent's around all the summer houses and sheds. And there was one, it wasn't a summer house. It was, the front half was all wooden, was kind of a greenhouse. And then there was a door at the back, which was like a little shed. And I just thought it was such a great idea.
Yeah, so it's intended to be half enclosed shed.
Yeah.
And half greenhouse. It's all made out of, it felt like the same wood.
Yeah.
So the greenhouse was really great quality. Real glass in it as opposed to perspex, lovely timber framing to the greenhouse, and then it had shelving and staging in it. And then further on, I thought it felt all like Narnia and Secret Garden. You open this little door and then you're into your shed. What a great idea to combine the two.
Yeah.
So you can keep all your clutter and stuff that doesn't look pretty in your shed, and then on the staging and shelving in the greenhouse, you've got all of the lovely plants and herbs and things.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
So that's on the wish list.
Yeah, not from Bent's though.
No, it's a great garden centre, but you do pay for the privilege.
Baz said the Viking, awesome one. Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft says, shame I will miss next week's as I am on afternoons. We'll watch it next morning though. David McClernand would love to send Chris some wood from the dark hedges in Northern Ireland, made famous by Game of Thrones.
Oh,
that sounds funky.
Yeah, far be it from me to turn down the offer of free wood.
That sounds lovely, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's lovely.
So anything else?
Can you hear the bells out there, folks?
Yeah, it's the second Monday. They play the bells every other Monday.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything now that we need to mention that's up and coming. Obviously, we're still working through the Axminster demos. I've got the Axminster visit tomorrow. Yeah, so I can tell you all now, tomorrow, as part of the assessment, obviously your workshop that gets assessed along with my turning, the workshop has to be compliant with health and safety and PPE and all that sort of stuff. So we've not had a date as to when the assessors come in. They just need to find a regional assessor. So I'm going to get a new face shield and some other bits and bobs. I've got safety goggles and things like that, but I could do really with a spare face shield just in case the assessor wants to wear a face shield. I've got goggles and we've got spare smocks. You'll see them tomorrow on the Talking Turner and Tea Live, but I've just had 2 metal cabinets come today that I just constructed. Very, very simple assembly. So obviously they're COSH compliant metal cabinets for flammables, and we're just waiting for some flammable liquid stickers. I've already got a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher. So yeah, we're just trying to make sure that the workshop is fully compliant, because you're going for an accreditation for a professional turner. It has to be, you know, in line with their regulations. you know, so PPE and general safety. It's got to be tidy. What else? You know, they want it to be a nice workshop. They know that workshops get in the heat of battle, get covered and filthy, but we just want it to be decent for when they get there. So yeah, I think it takes about 2 hours. Martin was saying. So it's an interview. They want to watch me turn. They check your accounts. This is for anyone that's considering going through it themselves. Obviously, they check your work. They want to see you turn. They want to see examples of your work when they come, although they've already had photographs submitted. Obviously, you have to be sponsored by 2 current RPTs. And for those of you thinking one of them isn't Martin.
Si's saying tape on the floor.
Tape on the floor. Well, we haven't got tape on the floor. There's a cable. I've got a cable that runs across part of the workshop, and that's taped down. There's no trip hazards and everything like that. So
yeah, it will be checked. I'll be checking. I'll be doing quality assurance on the workshop.
Yeah.
Steve says, are you turning a ring for Caitlin the Cat's collaboration? He says, Cat, the 14-year-old turner, is asking turners to turn a ring so she can make a chain.
I haven't been asked.
Well, Steve is asking you now.
Well, he's asking me now.
Yeah.
Just read that question again. Oh, that's statement.
Are you going to turn a ring for Caitlin the Cat's collaboration? Cat, the 14-year-old turner, is asking turners to turn a ring so she can make a chain. He's turning one for it live tonight.
Oh, right. Okay.
So if you're at a loss for anything to do this evening, Wood Turning Live with Steve Twidell will be live at 9:30, Steve. And
he's turning the ring. So what, like a wedding ring?
No, I think it must be a bigger ring than that. She's put it. It's a video she's put out. I'll have a look for it.
Yeah, it's normal rings, by the way. Once they wear on your fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's finger ring size.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, we'll have a look. Are you doing one?
Never made one before, so I don't want to mess it up.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Steve just put 100mm ring, so obviously it's bigger.
Oh, right. Okay.
So 4 inches.
100mm. Okay. I'll have a look for that on a Facebook page. Okay. And Steve's on live at 9 o'clock. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Steve. Right then.
So anyway, let's just have a mention about Matthew.
Yes, Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew. I've texted him today. Matthew, and bear in mind his surname is T for Tango, S for Sierra, E for Echo, Matthew Ze. So the Hong Kong, the student originally from Hong Kong, now living in Lancaster while he studies. Yeah, he starts Wednesday. I've been in touch with him today. He's just had his end of year exams, so he's all set to go. He's been in touch. We've confirmed. So when his train gets in at about 9:30 on Wednesday morning, we'll go and pick him up because he's going to have a camera and a tripod and all that sort of stuff. So we'll be filming our first video together on Wednesday. So that should be fun. Great lad. And hopefully the video should look pretty smart and slick. So yeah, just wondering, should I make 100mm ring?
Well, you could do. Thanks, Wayne the Woodturner. He said 100mm OD, 90mm ID,
right,
20mm wide.
Right, okay. Just write that down.
I've written it down.
Right, yeah.
Okay. What does OD mean? Outside
diameter,
inside
internal
diameter.
Yeah, and 25mm wide.
20mm.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said 25.
20mm.
So 3/4 of an inch wide.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, cool. Might make one of them then, and then
I'll put. I'll find the link as well, and when I do the official write up for the video, I'll put it in the notes as well.
Mind you, have I got a piece of wood big enough for that?
We're going to Axminster tomorrow.
Well, they might not have a spindle blank big enough for
Oh,
that.
right, okay.
We'll see. Might not be a video. But I'll be filming a video on Wednesday anyway. But it might not be the ring video.
Okay.
That's cool.
Well, I think that's more or less us done, isn't it?
What time are we on now?
25 to 9.
25 to 9.
So Steve needs to get off and go and get ready for
yes, Steve.
wood turning live.
Yes, off you go and go and make your ring. We're going to listen to that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to listen to you making a ring, Steve.
Yeah, because last time we did it on the TV.
Yeah.
We logged onto YouTube on the TV, and you found the chat.
The comment, the chat came up. Yeah.
So that's cool. Right. So we're going to head off now, folks. So thank you for tuning in, and
a special thank you to Dave the Barber for joining us as our guest today. It was great to have you on, Dave, and thank you so much for chatting with us. And hopefully we'll see you at some point in the not too distant future.
Yep, thank you. It's been great.
No, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for being such a great guest and sharing a little bit of your maker life with our listeners. So thank you so very much, Dave.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Keep on turning and keep on rocking, mate.
Thank you.
So yes, there you have it, Dave the Wood Barber. Really, really nice guy, and you know he's got the ability to go as far as he wants to. Really, I think. So hopefully he's get on the demo circuit in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
With his cheeky banter.
Yeah. Right then. Well, we shall say good night to you all. Thank you for being here. Thanks for listening, watching. And
live talking, turning
chatting.
Tea.
Live talking, turning tea tomorrow on the Blind Woodturner channel.
So I'll just explain what I've been up to regarding the RPT prep in the workshop and show you the cabinets, and the stickers, and we'll just have a giggle and cup of tea. So it's all about the wood turning tomorrow.
All right then.
All right. Well, bye everyone. Love you all dearly. Thank you so very much. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that goes for Dave's channel as well.
Bye all. Thank you very much.
Bye, Dave.